Hello there, algebra students. This is Mr. Kashi speaking. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going over a concept called factor by grouping. If these notes don't help, you can always refer to page 534 in your textbook for more help or more examples. And this is a concept that we teach at the end, but it is rather easy if you understand the AC method from the previous sections. So here we have a four-term polynomial. It's a cubic polynomial because the leading term is y to the third. And so we have four terms, and really we just do our last couple of steps of the AC method. So we're going to basically just divide this four-term polynomial into two halves. And then on the left-hand side we have y to the third and 3y squared. And what we have to do is we have to factor out the greatest common factor of each of those, and that would be y squared. And then in the parentheses, we write what's left. So we started with y to the third, took out two y's, so we're just going to have a y left. And we took out the y squared from our second term, so we're just going to have a plus 3 left. On the right-hand side, the greatest common factor here is 4. So we're going to factor out a 4, and then what is left is y plus 3. Now, just like in the AC method, hopefully you can notice that these two expressions are the same. If they're not the same, we did something wrong along the way. And so then we just need to write our answer in factored form. So we bring the y squared and the 4 together. So we have y squared plus 4, and then the other one is just what expression got repeated. So our final answer for this in factored form would be y squared plus 4 times y plus 3. So I want to go through, give you a chance to write that down, but I want to go through another example here. Okay, we have 4n to the third plus 8n squared minus 5n minus 10. So once again, we're going to split this up into two sides. On the left-hand side, 4 and 8 have the factor of 4 in common, but n to the third and n squared, we can pull out an n squared from each of those. So the only thing left from the 4n to the third would be n, and the only thing from 8n squared would be 2. We get that by saying, okay, 8n squared divided by 4n squared, what do we have left? We have just the 2, because the n squared was factored out. 8 divided by 4 would be 2. Then here, this one on the right-hand side, negative 5n minus 10. This is a little bit harder to think of, but we're going to factor out a negative 5 here. And then this is going to change negative 10 divided by a negative 5 is a positive 2, because we still need these two expressions to line up. So that's a little bit harder to think about, factoring out a negative and having to change what's inside the parentheses there. But that last step is still the same, so we bring these two factors together. We have 4n squared minus 5, and then we have n plus 2. And that would be your factored form. It would be factoring that four-term cubic expression. All right. So what I want you to do is go on to I want you to practice those skills on this next one down here, and make sure that you show that to me before you move on to your assignment.